Okay, welcome to Live with Sheriff Smith. We are on location
at Forgotten Coast Towing out on beautiful Bluff Road, and we just appreciate Mr. Webb allowing us to come out here and shoot our Facebook Live today at his location. And one of the things we're going to be talking about today, and I hope everybody can hear me, we've got a little bit of wind, but if you can't hear me, just please send a message, type it in. But one of the things we're going to be talking about today is spring break. Spring break for some places has already begun, and next week Franklin County will be out for spring break. And one of the messages I want to get out to all the kids that are going to be out enjoying spring break: please don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, don't be distracted when you drive, because we don't want you to end up like what happened here. We hope we have a accident-free week, but please we're going to have extra enforcement, particularly around the beach areas and on the roads between Carabel and St. George Island and Appalachian St. George Island. A lot of people will be going there, so there will be increased enforcement. So drive very cautiously, observe the speed limit, don't be distracted when you're driving, and if you're underage, certainly don't be drinking, and if you're overage and can drink, don't be drinking and driving, because we're going to have a zero tolerance for that as well. We were just looking at some stats earlier today, and for the first 2 months, this will tell you how hard the deputies at the Sheriff's Office are working. For the first 2 months of 2018, deputies did 471 traffic stops. That's a lot of traffic stops. They wrote about 50 citations. So less than 10% got a ticket, so we're giving a lot of warnings. But some of the areas where we're not going to give warnings: if you're texting and driving, if you're drinking and driving, if you're exceeding the speed limit by like 20, 25 miles an hour, you're probably going to get a ticket. So be conscious of that stuff. Aggressive driving: if you see somebody driving aggressively, call us. We get a lot of calls from the public about people who are driving aggressively or doing something illegal on the road. So continue to call us. We respond quickly to those calls, and we will continue to work traffic. We get a lot of calls from throughout the county about traffic issues in different neighborhoods. We're going to continue to work that aggressively. If you have a neighborhood where you're seeing an increase in traffic violations, please call us. We can bring one of our message boards. We will have increased enforcement, and hopefully we can slow some of it down. We recently had airplane coming in. We recently had some complaints over on the island on a couple of roads, so we put our message boards out to remind people what the speed limit was, and hopefully that slows people down. As well as the blue lights in your rearview mirror are probably going to slow you down as well. So please, I can't stress it enough, be aware of how fast you're going and what you're doing, and don't be on your telephone, being distracted. And I think that we'll have hopefully an accident-free spring break.
So, speaking about technology that's coming to the Sheriff's Office, you have the body-worn cameras?
Yeah, we are probably about 3/4 of the way through with a grant that will award us body-worn cameras for all the deputies. We have been approved for the grant. We're just having to go through some other steps before we're awarded the money and can actually purchase the cameras. So once we deploy the cameras, we'll let you know, and so that anytime you see a deputy in uniform, when they're working, they will be wearing that camera. And I want the public to be aware of that. So if you see a deputy, once we do implement them, they will be wearing them, they will be recording. And it's twofold. One, it protects the deputy, and it protects you. We can go and we can look and we can see what transpired. It can be used as evidence in court. It can also, if there's somebody said a deputy treat them in a certain way, we can go back and look at the video and see. So we're hoping that to be a very good thing, and hopefully around April sometime we should hopefully have those and have them deployed, and deputies will be wearing them.
And just a quick reminder, we did put an event on Facebook. There will be a public forum at the jail at the Multipurpose Center, 11 o'clock on the 22nd of March. That's next Tuesday. So the public is invited to this event to learn
and
more.
the multipurpose room is on the back side of the jail. It's looks like a double-wide mobile home that's been refitted to be a multi-purpose room and a training room. So there's plenty of parking back there. You can just come back, park wherever you like, come in the multi-purpose room, and that's where we're going to have a 30-minute discussion. We're going to take your questions, take your input, and then answer any questions you may have about the cameras.
And those of you who are watching, you can comment, ask questions. You have something a question you would like to ask. This is your time.
Yeah, if you have a question about something that we're not discussing, please type your question in. We're happy to answer it, and we'll just continue with some of the things that we want to bring you up to date with.
And even if you watch this later on, the questions will be answered. We do go back and look at your questions or comments. The next thing, the big technology that's coming to the Sheriff's Office, the video visitation.
Yeah.
And email.
Yeah, one of the things that probably the 1st of April, all the hardware has been installed, and what we're going to have is, if you want to visit someone in jail, you can do it from your home. You can log in. They're going to have monitors inside the pods in the jail where you can view them and you can talk with them. And there's also going to be, outside the jail complex, there will be another modular building. And you'll be able to come there. If you don't have the technology at home, you can come there and utilize the kiosks that are set up there and be able to communicate and visit with your family or friends that are incarcerated at the county jail. Another new feature we've added is email. The inmates will have email. They can set it up where you can email them and communicate with them that way from inside the pods. Each one of the pods has the ability to do that. So that's another way that you can communicate. You know, there's also still going to be the phone system you can call, and inmates can call out as well. So that's just some of the new technology that we're trying to implement to save time and to make it easier for the public to visit with their friends and loved ones.
Right. And just something that I noticed yesterday on visitation day, there was a young lady who actually walked to visit her loved one. So myself and Miss Renee thought, that this could save someone like that who doesn't have a vehicle.
Right.
So it will be a good thing for this area.
Yep.
And some fun stuff that's coming up. We do have the annual Easter egg hunt at the jail.
Yep, we're going to do our Easter egg hunt. That's the 1st of April. So bring all your kids out. We're going to have music. We'll have Easter eggs. There'll be food. It's just a tradition. Will come and enjoy that time.
Right. It's actually, the Easter egg hunt is March 31st, and then Cops for Kids is April the 6th.
Okay.
Just so people know. And also something new that you're going to start, the Sheriff's Work Crew.
Yeah, one of the things that we've been working on for the last year is a lot of, and if you saw some of the charts that we put in the newspaper and we put on Facebook, a lot of our arrests are for violation of probation, and probation doesn't work for a lot of people. They may have stipulations in there they can't abide by, and so what we've done, we've asked the state attorney to people that don't have enough points for prison, we've asked to put them in county jail. That way they're not on probation, and then we're going to take those folks that are doing county time, and those folks that are in the county jail, if they want to be in our Fresh Start, our rehabilitation program, that's open to them as well, so that maybe when they get out, they don't continue to reoffend and continue to use drugs, but that's going to be open to them as well. So we're looking at doing things a little bit differently and hopefully serving the community better. And we do spend a lot of time chasing after people that are on probation. It's not working for a lot of them, but you saw our charts, a large majority of our arrests are for violation of probation because the people can't do what probation requires of them. So we're going to actually have in court this week, and there'll probably be more that are sentenced to county jail, and those folks will be part of our Sheriff's Work Crew, and they're going to be out working.
And for those of you that are watching, it is windy out here, and we have military airplanes flying across us every 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think they're they're doing some touch and go. So anyway, bear with us on that. But again, I know that sometimes visual things register a lot more with people than me just standing here saying things, and that's one of the reasons we want to see this crash car. We don't want this happening to any of our children while they're out on spring break, or any of the visitors that may come here. We anticipate a lot of visitors coming here as a result of our beautiful beaches and college spring break and high school spring breaks, and so we probably will see a lot of traffic. Our roads are narrow. A lot of times people are running slow. It really aggravates some people, and can cause aggressive driving. So please leave extra early if you're going to go to the beach. Don't be in a hurry, and just take your time. The beach isn't going anywhere. It's going to be there. So just drive very carefully.
And just speaking on that, I'm going to pan around and let everyone see exactly what happened to this vehicle when this group of kids were driving it and rolled it. I think it was a couple of weekends ago. Amazingly, no one was injured. Okay.
I want to, again, we've been working with a lot of people who have been arrested for drugs, and I think we have 3 in Teen Challenge, and actually Christy and Renee visited with them last week. They made a video. I hope people were able to see it. They're doing really well, and we're continuing to offer these programs if someone wants to change their life and to get off drugs. And of course, they have to want to get off. They have to want to stop to quit. So these programs are still available. All you have to do is walk in the door, call us, we'll come and get you. And one of the things we're going to start next week is a amnesty program. If you're addicted to drugs and you have drugs on you and you show up at the jail and you want help, we're gonna get you in a program. We're not going to charge you with drugs. Of course, we're going to, we'll take them, but we want to see people get clean. We want to see them have a better life. We want to see them reunited with their families. We have a lot of people in jail that have children on the outside, and it's tough for them, and it's also tough for the children. And with that said, the folks that are selling drugs, we are going to aggressively go after you. We are not going to stop that. If you're selling drugs, all I can say is stop it, quit, leave the county, because we are coming after you. We actually have some warrants that we're going to be serving in the next few days, so there's about 5 or 6 individuals we're going to be coming for you. I'm not going to mention your names. You probably know who you are, but we're going to be coming after you, and we're going to lock you up. And some of these guys are actually on probation, so rest assured we're going to continue to fight the drug problem very aggressively, because the people that refuse to quit using drugs or quit selling drugs, we're going to put you in jail. If you want help, we're offering you help, but you got to want it. And as long as you continue to sell drugs, our team is going to continue to hunt you down. All our patrol deputies have been doing a good job. They're always looking for people who are transporting drugs or using drugs. Patrol does an amazing job on this. They're going to continue to be aggressive. If you're possessing drugs, you're going to be arrested. And if you're selling drugs, we're going to make our best effort to arrest you for that. We're probably going to we have some new initiatives I'm not even going to discuss right now that we're going to be using to fight the drug sales in our county. And we'll be talking more about that later, or you'll be seeing more about it. But we have some new things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be partnering with some other agencies. So all I can say is to the folks selling drugs, move out of town or either come and get clean, because we're tired of it. The people in this county are tired of it. And I'm making it my #1 priority to, one, clean up the folks, clean up the ones that are selling them, get them locked up, and help people that won't help. I talk to people every day that have loved ones that are involved in this epidemic. You're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your mothers, your father, your children. So think about it. The state attorney's been working with us very closely to court order people to our Fresh Start rehabilitation program. We're continuing to do that. We're also looking at some of the folks that are doing county jail time to look at some ways of getting them some skills if they don't. We're going to have getting a new food service vendor who is going to have a safe serve program so that folks in jail can get certified, and that will make them able to serve food in restaurants, because we have a big hospitality industry here, so there's probably a lot of jobs there. So we're going to be offering that, and we're going to be looking at doing some other things to teach some skills to some of the folks that maybe were working seafood that aren't doing it any longer, and so that they can be successful when they get out, when they complete the program that we're in.
Just to back up a little bit on some comments you have, Sheriff, back on the panning of the vehicle. Miss Janice Smith, glad no one was hurt. I'm still amazed staring at this vehicle that none of these kids were hurt.
Very fortunate.
Very fortunate. Miss Pam Lowry, you are awesome.
Thank you, Pam.
And then great job, Sheriff, by Miss Diane Chambers.
Thank you, Diane. And you know, I appreciate, we've been getting a lot of calls in dispatch about things that are going on, you know, crimes that are being violated, particularly drug crimes. And I get a lot of calls. I get phone calls, I get text messages, I get Facebook. And I appreciate those people reaching out. I had a lady last night reach out to me about a sex offender who is not living where they're supposed to, and we're going to arrest that guy tonight. So please continue. If you see something, say something. That's what we're here for. We serve you. We work for you. And we really, the group of men and women that are patrolling Franklin County and working, they are working extremely hard to make your county better, to make it safer. And so we just, when you see a deputy out, just stop them, shake their hand, tell them you appreciate what they're doing. It goes a long way. I love when people say, hey, you know, y'all are doing a great job. And if we're not, if you have a problem, then we can address that too. Please call me if you have an issue with something we're doing. I'm happy to discuss it with you. And on that note, I want to talk about a couple of weeks ago we had some burglaries on St. George Island. We had a couple of cars that were broken into. Walton County made the arrest. They arrested a couple of guys. It's been in the media. They did about 150 burglaries. So a lot of those stolen items were recovered. Investigator Jones and his team, Lieutenant Jones from our agency and his team worked on that. They brought back some of the property yesterday, so that we'll be making some charges on those guys. But please, anywhere in the county, lock your vehicles. It'd be nice if we didn't have to do that anymore, but we do. Lock your vehicles, secure your houses, your outer buildings. If you have sheds and stuff, lock this stuff up. Everybody has locks. Lock it up. Make it harder for someone to make you a victim. Locking our cars has never been so easy. The cars on the island were left unlocked. Firearms were left in them. Keep your stuff locked up. I can't stress it enough. And if you see somebody that looks suspicious, call us. Let us check it out. I hate it when people say, you know, I saw something that looked really suspicious, but I just didn't call. Well, no, please call us because we're here 24 hours a day. We're covering the entire county, and that's what we do because you may have information that helps us solve someone else's crime. So please call us. Let us know.
Back to a few comments. Miss Margaret Gary, great job. Mr. Dwight Polis, dear God, I know so many people that need help, but they will not accept it, and that's probably the most difficult
Dwight,
part.
you're right about that, and we're going to keep preaching the message. We're going to keep talking about it, and if it's just one person a week or one person a month, we're not going to give up, and I appreciate the support of the community. I know that all our churches, they pray for the people of our community continuously about this drug addiction, so please continue to do that, and send anybody to us that says they want help. We are happy to go through the process with them. We actually talked to a new nonprofit that does rehabilitation in Tallahassee, Living Harvest. We're going to be sending someone there in the next week or so. One of the things we're looking for is we're looking at different rehab. There's a lot of rehab programs, and a lot of our folks don't have the insurance or the money to pay for it. So we're looking at ones that are still quality programs, but will enable people to be there at no cost. So we're looking at like Living Harvest is a new one. It's closer to Pensacola. So if you have ideas on other places that we can send people, please communicate with me. Let me know. And one of the visions that I have for our county is to build a rehab center behind the jail so that if someone wants help, they can just walk in the door and we can put them in a bed and we can put them in a program. And then part of this would be transitioning, once they finish the program, to transition them out, help them find jobs, and then give them a place where they can stay for a few months, like a bunkhouse that will be part of this, so that they can have a place to live and food to eat until they're stabilized. Because if they don't have a job and they don't have food, they're going to probably reoffend. So that's one of the visions for the future. I've spoken to some legislators about it. They're excited. We're putting a plan together, and this way it's not going to cost the county anything. You get state funding to do it, maybe even some grants. So that's some of the stuff we're looking at, so that we could help people right here without having to send them to faraway places.
That's right, and that's definitely one of the most comments I see the most of. What can we do? I wish we had a rehabilitation center here in Franklin County. Why can't we have one?
Well,
so,
we're definitely looking at it, and we've been fortunate that we've been able to take one part of the jail and use it strictly for our rehab program. Anybody that's in Fresh Start is in one dorm in the jail, and they're not in the general population. So those people are, they have a different things that they're doing every day. So they're not in the general population, and we're still a few months out in that, and hopefully we're going to have some positive results, when people graduate from that program.
Right. And Miss Janice Smith, rehab behind the jail is a wonderful idea, and I think most people would agree with your comment.
Good.
And last but not least, probably one of the biggest things in the news lately, and being a teacher, but myself, the whole Safe Schools initiative now that we have new legislation on.
The legislation passed. The governor signed the bill. It was a 105-page bill. I read it. The Sheriff's Association has been doing webinars on it, and I had lunch with the superintendent, Tracy Moses, this week. And one of the things we talked about was what we can do to make the schools safer. She's working very hard to ensure that. We're working together, and one of the things, we're kind of ahead of that because we had sufficient numbers of school resource deputies in the schools, so we're ahead of that. Some of the other things that they are mandating, we'll have to do, but we're in good shape. We have some of the really qualified and really good deputies in the schools, and that's another good thing. So we will be continuing to watch that, and we're going to be doing some active shooter drills at the courthouse. We're going to be doing some in the school. We're also going to be partnering with the FBI to do some training for our staff, some REACT training, and we have some other things that we're talking about to make our schools safer and to protect the kids. So if you have any questions about that, please ask away. It's really good that we can all work together to ensure that our schools are safe and that kids can go to school and not worry about it. One of the things that the legislation talked about was the Guardian program, having teachers with guns, and that's something that the superintendent and I would have to agree on. And I really want teachers to teach. I don't want them to have to carry guns. I want us to do that for them. I want us to have adequate deputies in the schools so that they don't have to worry about their own safety. And that's what we're doing. So teachers have a big enough job teaching without having to worry about carrying a gun and doing those things. And I think it's just could be a huge problem especially if a deputy's coming into the school in an emergency and doesn't know who has a gun and who doesn't. They see somebody with a gun. It could lead to a bad situation. So hopefully we'll continue to, if we need to staff up more in the schools, we'll do that. And hopefully we can just let teachers be teachers and do the great work that they're doing.
I 100% agree with that. The teachers that I have spoken to all feel the same way. Teaching is hard enough on its own.
I mean, they got, most teachers are there to teach.
That's right.
And if they wanted to carry guns, then they probably would be deputies or police officers. So we can if we need to staff up more, we can. But I think right now we're doing a good job, and we're looking at different ways of protecting our kids. And our deputies are highly trained, particularly the ones we have in our school. They're really doing a great job. They know the kids, and they're highly trained with firearms. So yeah, you really don't have to worry about that.
I actually see that one of our deputies, our SRDs, is actually on here right now, Officer Ham. So over at the Franklin County Schools, I can't say enough about Officer Ham. I remember working there. I thought if we ever had that happen, he's the man for the job.
Yep. Well, we really have a good team. There's some of our most experienced deputies are working at the school, and they're not there because I put them there. They're there because they want to be there. They've asked for that assignment, and that speaks well of them. And so I appreciate the hard work that they're doing, and just continue to support what our deputies are doing. I can't really tell you enough how how important it is if you see one to just thank them for the hard work they're doing. We sometimes probably don't hear that enough. We certainly hear when we're doing something wrong, but it's always nice to hear what a good job we're doing. We actually had a gentleman the other day I met at the chili cook-off. He did it last year, and he's doing it again this year. He donated $1,000 to have a luncheon for all the deputies and employees, not just the deputies, but everybody that works in the sheriff's office, corrections, admin, dispatch. So we're going to be putting that together. So a lot of people really appreciate what we're doing, and like I said, we work for you, and if there's anything that we can do to do a better job for you, please let me know.
Okay. We have a few minutes left, maybe 3 or 4. Keith Dean, well said, Sheriff. Thank you for keeping our kids safe in school.
Thanks, brother.
Any last comments you got, Sheriff? And anyone out there? We've got a couple minutes left.
We just welcome your comments, and also we welcome you to stop by the sheriff's office. Come and see what we've done there. Come and see the technology that we're gonna put forth, just like our new CAD system that Bay County gave us. Deputies are able to write reports in their cars. They're able to transmit them back electronically. They can swipe a driver's license and it populates a ticket. I mean, they're doing all the 21st century things that law enforcement should be. The automatic vehicle locator in the cars, we can see how fast the cars are going. We can see where they are. We can see when they activate their emergency equipment. So that's not only a protection for the deputies, but also a protection for the public. So
that's right. So just want to remind everyone that we do have the public forum on Tuesday, 11 a.m. at the jail in the multipurpose center. If you would like to come and ask questions or just hear more about the body-worn cameras that the deputies will have soon. And that's about it.
Any other comments?
Any other comments? We don't have any.
So please have a great spring break. Drive safe. And if we can do anything for you, please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you.